What's going on, everyone, and welcome to another episode. We're doing another unboxing today. Got a reel in that I ordered. So, you know, whenever I get something new that I haven't done a video on before, I always have to do an unboxing, an initial impressions video over it. So that's what we got right here. Before we get going, I was just gonna say I haven't really made a lot of videos lately because first I've got my puppy Nash and he's been a handful. But then about 2 weeks ago, I really badly smashed my finger, almost where I did break my finger right on the end, and about 2 weeks ago or so. Now it's doing better. And then I got sick and just was not feeling it. I had laryngitis, couldn't really talk at all. So you know how that is if you're making videos, that doesn't add up to be a good mix. And then now, of course, running on my bad luck, cut my finger yesterday while making dinner. So anyways, let's hop into this unboxing. Now, this is a reel, which you guys probably already see by the thumbnail of the video and title, but this reel is a Japanese reel. It is sold pretty much exclusively in Japan, unless you buy used. When I looked, I really didn't see many United States suppliers that carried this reel. So of course I ordered this straight from Japan. Usually I tell you guys that I suggest going to American Legacy Fishing because I buy most of my stuff from them, but in this case I can't do that. But if you guys are looking for anything that is sold and distributed in the USA, head over to American Legacy Fishing, pick up all your fishing needs there. Great people, they ship very fast, and you get some of the best prices out there. So just want to throw that in there while I'm getting this all rolling. So there's everything that was in the box. Got right here, it all wrapped up. Now let's get the bubble wrap off, and right there, as you guys can see, this is the Shimano Vanquish C3000 XG. So this box right here, it looks pretty much just like what you get when you get the Twin Powers and when you get the Stellas. Very good looking box. I love the chrome look to the lettering on the boxes. That's just something I really like. The boxes, I always keep them and I display them first just to show what all reels I have, since I'm kind of a collector of a bunch of Shimano reels and, well, really any reels. And second, because the boxes just look sweet. So let's open this on up. I'll show you guys what all comes in here. First off, you've got the actual manual, and then you've got all of the part sheets and whatnot that go with it. So there's another, well, there's a manual, so what's this? This is the sheet that has all the specs for this reel and all the other Vanquishes that you can get. And of course, there, right there, the part sheets, all the labeling, and the schematics and all that. Next, you've got the actual handle. Sorry, don't mind all the extra noise. Nash is in here running around. So you got the actual handle, which this is a pretty cool handle right there. It's got a look you really don't get with some of the US reels that you get. It's kind of a little bit better of a design, or a little different of a design handle. Not necessarily the knob, but just the actual milling and stuff that went into the handle. So of course it's a one-piece handle. I really prefer one-piece handles. The last thing you want is for the threads to kind of back out a little bit while you're fighting a fish, and then your handle starts wiggling around. So there's the handle. Then you got right here the actual reel, and oh my gosh, this thing is light. Straight out of the bag, I can tell this thing is insanely light, and it's actually, oh my gosh, that thing's smooth. So just speaking off the top of my head and some stuff that I figured out, this reel right here, being a C3000, weighs in, it's like 5.99 ounces is what the actual conversion is from grams to ounces. Since you know this is a Japanese reel, you don't have standard US measurements for it. So the conversion over from grams to ounces is roughly 5.99, so let's just say 6 ounces. Now, just to put that into something that you guys can really get a handle on. If you're familiar with the Shimano Vanquish, it is, for the same reel, the C3000, it is 6.4 ounces. So I had a Vanquish and I actually sold it when I bought this reel. First, because I didn't like it as much as my Sustains, Stratix, or Twin Powers. Second, because it just wasn't being used So getting a new reel that I was going to use more, I wanted to get rid of a reel that I wasn't using. So that's really why I got rid of it. So anyways, this is right at 6 ounces, being a C3000. So the lightest reel by far that I have from Shimano. Dude, can you keep it down a little bit? Trying to make a video up here. Thank you. Moved over to the carpet, so hopefully that'll help a little bit. So anyways, one thing I noticed, this does have an MGL rotor on it, which is very nice because that helps cut down the weight. The spool seems to be, I'm not positive, but just off of feeling it, it feels like it's a Hagani spool. I didn't find too much information on this because a lot of the information I could find was in Japanese. So not finding too much information. I'm just talking kind of like what I think. So don't hold me to it. Don't quote it or any of that because it could be wrong. But to me, this just feels like a metal or aluminum or, well, what Shimano calls Hagani spool on it. So it's got the MGL rotor, so this would be part of the Magnum Light series in Shimano, just like that Vanford is, or I believe the Twin Power XD2. So just a little bit of knowledge or information right there. This thing, just straight out of the box, just feels very smooth. I know I keep on repeating that. Feels very, very smooth. It's the same color as what the Twin Power XD is, which is like a very dark blue, almost a black. So yeah, I'll have to find a rod that I really like that it's gonna pair with. The tension knob, good and solid. The drag, yeah, it just feels very, very solid. It's very loud. It just feels smooth when just rotating it by hand. The reel in general just feels very smooth, so I really like that about it. A little bit more information. I had to do some calculations with this because of it not being in standard measurements like what I'm used to. So this is a 6.4 to 1 gear ratio. I already mentioned how it was 6 ounces. It holds 200 yards of 10-pound braid, and it holds 140 yards of 20-pound braid. Me specifically, for the type of fishing I'm gonna be doing with this, which is gonna be mainly finesse stuff, I'm gonna be probably throwing on 10-pound braid to a 6 or 8-pound leader for bass, and if I'm gonna go something maybe saltwater with it, I'm gonna be using something in that probably 10 to 15-pound leader range. This has 94 centimeters retrieve, so 37 inches, pretty standard for an extra fast gear ratio reel. 11+1 bearings. So I think that puts it right up there with the same amount that the Twin Power XD and Twin Power FD have. One of them, which I think is the Twin Power FD, is I think it's either a 10+1 or 11+1. And then the Twin Power XD is either a 11+1 or 12+1. I forget which one. It's one of those two. Don't quote me on that either. And then the last thing about this reel is it has 20 pounds of drag. So overall, this reel feels very solid. It feels very smooth. It is a very sleek looking reel, and it doesn't feel like there's much movement in here that you don't want. It feels like it's very tight, which is good. Tolerances are all very low, and I'm gonna be excited to get this thing spooled up and go use it. So I haven't used one of these before. I've just been told by one of my buddies that has one about how nice of a reel it is and how much he likes it. So I'm pretty excited to get out and use this. I've got a few different reels now that I've gotten this fall that I need to get out and really test. One being that Twin Power XD. I used it a tiny bit, but not much. I've got to test this. I've got the Shimano Miraval. I've got the Shimano Chronar. Nope, it's the Shimano Bantam A. I got in, haven't spooled up yet. So I've got quite a bit, and I'm actually looking to, if I find any other new reels coming out, which there was one that came out today that I'm very excited to check into when it finally hits the market in March. It's not a Shimano though. So I've got a lot of reels to test out. Really looking forward to testing all these out and maybe getting an on-the-water review of these for you guys after I get a decent amount of use out of them. So hopefully you enjoyed this unboxing and a little look at this Shimano Vanquish. So let me know if you have any reels you would like me to grab and do an initial impressions unboxing, and then also test it and do some other videos on really doing a review on it. So leave those down in the comments if there's any that you would like to see. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next one.